Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
A very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to do an in-depth planetary puja today, Friday, September 30th, 2022. We'll be using the chart of now based on my current location, which right now is here in New Mexico in the United States. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on the Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Dr. Pillai has explained that there's more to the planets and stars than just their presence in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. And actually, all of us are light beings as well. We're just not as aware of that being in our physical form at the moment. We're going to be honoring the planets and stars in the puja and inviting the blessings of their light beings to come into us in this world. And Dr. Pillai has said that the names of all of them is a sacred sound, a quantum sound, or a mantra. And even just listening to these sounds is something that helps us to move into a higher state of consciousness. So whether you're just listening to this in the background while you do something mundane, maybe you're washing the dishes or folding the laundry and you just have it on so you're listening to the audio, or whether you're actually participating on some level at home, offering your own flower petals during the puja, all of those ways of participating are just fine. I know sometimes there are people that listen to it on their way to work. They're just listening and driving at the same time. That's fine too. So for the puja, I have written the chart of the moment onto chalk on a little blackboard. I have some water in a container. There's a lit tea light nearby. There's a hand fan, a bell, and a bowl of flowers that I'm going to offer during the puja, flower petals. We're using the chart of now as represented in the South Indian style layout. There is a link below the video for a tutorial about this style of layout if you're unfamiliar with it. Each of the little 12 boxes that you see on the screen right now, each of them is a different zodiac sign. And we'll be working with this chart. I'll be offering flower petals onto the blackboard chart as we go along with the puja. We will be not having as much talk today as there is another program coming up right after this one. So I need to be done promptly today so that Ronnie has time to set up on the Zoom channel. So please understand if I'm not giving as much commentary as I do on some of the other days. I'm going to first start with a little container of water, dipping my right ring finger into it and splashing a few drops of water onto each side of the chart. Just a second here. What happened? There we go. And I'm going to also put a few drops of water on top of myself and send a few drops of water out into space towards all of you. so that whether you're watching it live or watching it later on the replay, we're all participating in a sense of being in a sacred space, being purified for doing this puja. Now we're going to start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who helps to remove obstacles. And also Ganesha is a patron of astrology as well. Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and we thank him for his help with this. Now I'm going to do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. And we thank them for their help with this. We are grateful to Saint Gnanasamundar for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Just a second, I'm going to take a small sip of water here. Now, we're going to honor the time elements of the current moment. We're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in, the Tithi or the moon phase, the planet that rules the hour, and we'll honor the yoga and the Karana time shaktis or time elements as well before we start working with the chart itself. The planet that rules the day right now is Venus. When I say Namaha, I'm putting a flower petal on top of Venus on the chart that I've drawn on the blackboard. We honor Venus for ruling the day. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Excuse me. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. At the moment, the moon is in the star of Anuradha. This is a star with energies for friendship. It's also the birth star of Lakshmi and Vishvamitra. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi or the moon phase. The moment we are in the 5th waxing moon called Panchami in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name of the Tithi followed by the word Devi, which is honoring the light being associated with that moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour, which in this area right now is Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. For the yoga and the Karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not use flower petals. We would just say their names 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is Priti, which has energies of being contented. Priti, Priti, Priti. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Balava, which has energies that are spiritual. Balava, Balava, Balava. Now, we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign is the current ascendant sign. It's represented here on the chart with that little AC, and this happens to be Kanya or Virgo. So that's the ascendant sign, the sign coming up in the eastern horizon right now in my local area. He said we would start with the planet that rules the ascendant sign to just honor the ascendant. That planet is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Then, starting in the ascendant sign, we would start to honor the planets in each sign that they're in, going around the chart. Today in Virgo is Mercury retrograde, Venus, and the Sun. Mercury and Venus are both in the same star, so I'm going to honor both of them before I invoke the star. We start with offering flower petals to Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Next, we honor Venus, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Mercury and Venus are both in the star of Uttara Phalguni. This is a star with energy for relationships. We honor the star, and I put the flower petals across Mercury and Venus. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni is ruled by an archetype called Aryaman. He rules contracts, integrity, keeping one's word. We ask his blessings for honor. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Now we honor the sun for being in Virgo. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand and blessing. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta is ruled by Savitur, a form of the sun. He has the ability to help stretch our minds so that we can be open to higher truths. He has radiant brilliance. We honor him. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most detail-oriented of all the signs, today containing Mercury, planet that rules communication and business. Venus, planet of diplomacy, happiness, material plane comforts. And the sun, which is our soul, and so important for energies of health. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasier sign with a planet in it going in a clockwise direction is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in the star called Vishaka, a star that can give blessings for victory and triumph. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni can give blessings for transformation and purification. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign of balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishaka or Scorpio, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is an Anuradha star, a star with energies for friendship. This is a star that is also the birth star of Lakshmi and Vishwamitra, the sage who gave the sound Brazi to Dr. Pillai. We honor the star, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Anuradha star is ruled by Mitra, a form of the sun that is about universal tolerance and rules friendship. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Mitraye Namaha. Anuradha star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. I want to point out that sometimes the sun and Saturn are considered enemies, but here in this star of Anuradha, a star of friendship, the sun in the form of Mitra and Saturn in the form of being the ruler of the star are working together. And I think it's one reason why this could be the birth star for Lakshmi, because she has such purity, she can't handle people being angry or fighting. So in her birth star, the sun and Saturn actually work together, which I find fascinating. Now we honor the planet that rules Scorpio, which is Mars. We put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishaka or Scorpio, the most occult of all of the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde. When planets are retrograde, they are extra powerful. Several of them will stop being retrograde during this month, so this will energize the month in an interesting way. We start with honoring Pluto, and for him we use the mantra Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Now we honor the star that Pluto is in, which is Uttarashada, a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 light beings who each embody different, unique, divine, universal principles. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, a planet with rationality and science abilities, and Saturn, planet of patience, perseverance, structure, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune, retrograde. We honor Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. We use the mantra Om Vam Varunaye Namaha for Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in the star of Purva Bhajapada, a star of purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada's star is ruled by an archetype called Aja Ekapada. He can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness, silence, and forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and compassionate of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, planet that can help us with intuition and help us with understanding our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter, who is also retrograde. We honor Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in the star Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this star can help with business development. We honor the star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by an archetype called Ayurbundya. He is an archetype that can help to guard treasures, valuables. We ask his blessings to guard our treasures, our valuables, including our treasure that is the earth itself. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet that helps with everything related to spirituality. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus, who is retrograde. They're both in the same star, so we're going to invoke both the planets before we do the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus, and for him we use the mantra Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in the star of Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or energy or power. We honor the star, and I put the flower petals across both Rahu and Uranus. Om Barniye Namaha. Om Barniye Namaha. Om Barniye Namaha. Barney star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Barney star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that helps us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet of intelligence, innovation, and also a planet that helps us with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Mrigashira, a star that helps us to have curiosity, to learn new things, try new things, have fresh adventures. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mrigashiraye Namaha. Om Mrigashiraye Namaha. Om Mrigashiraye Namaha. Mrigashira star is ruled by Soma, a liquid form of the moon, as a divine nectar. We honor Soma, and I put the flower petals on Mrigashira, on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrigashira star is ruled by Mars. I put more flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha, or Taurus, a grounded and luxury-loving sign, today containing Mars, a planet that likes to do practical action to solve problems. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I'm taking a lit tea light and holding it in the air above the chart that has the blackboard that has the chart drawn on it and all the little piles of flower petals. And I'm going to pass it in the air 3 times in a clockwise direction. I'm offering the element of light to all of the divine beings that we have just invoked. Now I'm taking a hand fan and I'm waving it around the chart 3 times, offering the element of air and a cooling breeze. And now I take a bell and offer the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. I ask them to bless all of us, our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. I ask that may everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do very short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for being here. Right now, I could take some very short Q&A period. If you have questions, you can post them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. We do need to end promptly today because Ronnie will need the Zoom session for another program that's coming up. So just checking the chat. Seeing people saying thank you, greeting each other. Whether you post in the chat or not, we're very happy to have you all here, and we appreciate the support. Ranak is saying something in the chat. Thank you for sharing the fascinating explanation about Anuradha star. If someone has Sun or Saturn in the same house, would praying to Anuradha or Lakshmi help improve this? I would say if Sun and Saturn are in the same house, you may want to work with the overlords of both the Sun and Saturn. The overlord for the Sun would be Shiva, and that's Om Namah Shivaya. And the overlord of Saturn is Hanuman. And you might want to maybe listen to the hymn, the Hanuman Chalisa, maybe on Tuesdays and Saturdays. It's a longer hymn. If you don't know it, there are beautiful renditions of it on YouTube. But that would be what I would suggest. I would not suggest Lakshmi or Anuradha for helping to break up any tension between Sun and Saturn in your chart, as Lakshmi just really does not ever want to be involved in anything that isn't already pure. Okay, so that would be my suggestion there. So I would work with the overlords of Sun and Saturn if you have a little bit of that clash energy with Sun and Saturn in a chart. That would be my suggestion. But with Lakshmi, things already have to be purified before we go to her. She just can't handle any impurity. We have to be, that's why, you know, she likes for everything to be clean physically. And then we also have to be pure in our heart. We have to, you know, practice forgiveness. If we're mad at someone, then we've got to forgive them before we go to Lakshmi, because she can't handle the impurities. Okay, that would be my suggestion there. It's a good question. All right, thank you all for being here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and close out our session right now. Let the little video finish so that Ronnie can get onto the Zoom session to do her preparation. We'll be here again next week, Monday through Friday. And please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as it helps our channel to grow. And Dr. Pillai is very keen for that to be happening. Thank you all. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.